Soundscapes. That's the channel that that I play in the background that plays the music. Soundscapes. So those of you that have been asking me where do I get the music from, that's the channel that I get the music from. Soundscapes. This thing is being a little stubborn. Okay, here we go. That's the music that you hear in the background. It's a channel. Those of you that have cable, there's a channel called Music Choice. There's one of the many channels is a channel called Soundscapes. Soundscapes. And that's where the music comes from that you normally hear in the background on my videos. Okay, so let's jump into this. Elder Apostle Tahar did this video, get your act together, get your health together. And he mentioned me in the video. He said that I would most probably do a response to his video, and he was right. What I've done is this, and I'm just going to jump right into it. This is what worked for me, okay? Which at one time I was, what, 285, almost heading to 300 pounds, that is. So I was getting up there, man. And this is what worked for me. Two things. Now, the name of this video will be called Losing Weight, Better Health. What worked for me was intermittent fasting and exercising. Intermittent fasting and exercising. Now, if you don't know what intermittent fasting is, if you're totally new to this, you should really Google it and learn as much as you can about intermittent fasting. Okay, that fasting is excellent for the body. Okay, excellent for the spirit too. The scriptures speak about fasting. You know, there's a scripture where it mentions about prayer and fasting. Okay, so fasting is a good habit to adopt. Okay, and you will definitely, if you do it right, that is, you will definitely lose weight. Those of you brothers and sisters that are morbidly obese, as I was on my way to being when I was almost 300 pounds, that is morbidly obese. Okay, I know you women, you like to say I'm big boned, or you try to get this politically correct nonsense of describing what you really are, which is fat. You're fat. If you're 20 to 30 pounds overweight, you're fat. Okay, you are fat. Deal with it. Okay, you know, the crime is not the crime is not doing anything about it. That's the crime. Okay, you get fat, you start putting on pounds, especially you sisters. You start putting on pounds. It's time for you to do something about it. And these are the things you can do about it. You can learn to practice intermittent fasting, and of course exercising. There's a scripture where it says, exercise profit of the body, it profit of little, but it still profit of the body. Roughly paraphrasing that scripture. So the two things that work for me, I'm showing you what worked for me. What I'm about to show you, all this stuff here, is what worked for me, what I still practice to this very day. Okay, intermittent fasting and exercising. Okay, now let's first deal with intermittent fasting. Again, if you don't know what intermittent fasting is, Google it. I don't want to make this video too long. I don't want to keep talking. I just want to get right to the facts, like that show Dragnet, just the facts. Here are the facts. Intermittent fasting. Okay, the sweet spot for autophagy, if you don't know what autophagy is, Google autophagy. Okay, it has to do with the body, it has to do with the cells, the disposal, if you will, of the dead cells in the body. Okay, the unwanted cells. That's a process. How the body deals with it. That's a process called autophagy. Okay, it's literally from the Greek meaning self-eating. Self-eating. Okay, so if you don't know what it is, Google it. You want to achieve autophagy in your fasting state. Now, the sweetest spot for it is usually after 18 hours of not eating, going into as many hours as you can go. Okay, the highest I've ever gone was what, I'm trying to remember. It was almost 40 hours. Now I only did that once. That was a couple of months ago. I went almost 40 hours without eating. Okay, now I remember when I was on the 35th hour, the 34th hour, man, I ain't never felt that good before, like that. So fasting is something else. That's on a whole nother level. Okay, but the daily intermittent fasting that you want to do, the sweet spot is 18 to 20 hours. Okay, 18 to 20 hours. Now let me explain. In a day you have what? 24 hours, right? So you're not going to eat for 18 to 20 hours. One day you might do an 18-hour fast. Another day you might do a 20-hour fast. Okay? If you do an 18-hour fast, that gives you an eating window of 6 hours. 18 and 6 is 24. If you do a 20-hour fast, that gives you an eating window of 4 hours. Preferably, I like the 20-hour fast because that's when you get the most autophagy. Now, according to different sources, autophagy kicks in usually after the 12th hour. Some sources say after 12 hours of not eating, autophagy starts to kick in. Some say 14 hours. Some say 16 hours. Most of the sources that I've seen, they say 16 hours, 14 to 16 hours. That's when autophagy kicks in. What is the benefits of autophagy? Google it. Google it. If you're really interested, you really want to learn, you would Google it. That way you get the knowledge for yourself. Okay? So the sweet spot would be 18 to 20 hours. And you try to practice this daily. Okay? If you can't do it daily, if you don't have enough discipline, I would shoot for at least 3 to 4 times a week. Okay? But you want to get the autophagy. The only way you can get that is fasting more than 12 hours. Okay? More than 12 hours. Like I said, the sweet spot would be 18 to 20 hours. Okay? For autophagy, as you see here. Now, a good rule of thumb is not to eat after 6 p.m. Do not eat after 6 p.m. If you do eat, make sure it's something extremely light, because in about a couple, 2 to 3 hours, you're about to go to bed. Most people go to bed around 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, right? Especially individuals that work. That's around the time you're going to bed. So you don't want to eat after 6 p.m. Okay, because that gives your body time to go into that fasting state. Where do you think the word breakfast came from? There you go, break fast. But the optimum time to break fast is not in the morning like Esau tells you. The optimum time to break fast is usually afternoon. Now, if you do an 18-hour fast, right? If you started around 6, you started fasting 6 p.m., your 18 hours would come up the very next day around noon. And you can break the fast, and you start slow. You might break it with some bone broth, some soup, some avocado. Okay, you can break your fast. Then you go into the heavy meal, right? That's the ideal way to do it. So you would break your fast, breakfast. You would have breakfast, break fast. You would have it after 12 p.m. the very next day, afternoon. Okay, that'll be your first meal, which usually should be a light meal. Now, if you do from there you have a 6-hour window of eating. The next time you would eat probably be about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, if you're working, this is for brothers and sisters that are working, and that's most of you. You're gonna have to figure out how to do it. You're gonna have to carry your own meal. You know, you're gonna have to work in the way of how you would do it. But if you're not working, that's what you would do. Okay? That's what you would do. You would not eat after 6. Your next meal would be after 12, the very next day. Now, you got the benefit of 18 hours of fasting. I'm telling you, fasting does wonders for the body. The Bible speaks about fasting. Need I say any more? There you go. So, you have 18 hours where you fast, right? And you start eating the very next day around noon. That's in the afternoon, which gives you a 6-hour window of eating. You have 6 hours to eat because you don't eat after 6 p.m. if you practice this correctly. Now, if you're doing a 20-hour fast, which is the one I like, the 20-hour fast, because that's when you get the most autophagy without going crazy, okay? Because If you see, I was trying to do that. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not babbling. I was trying to do that 2 day fast, right? That two day fast, which is 48-hour fast, and I reached as far as 40 hours. Okay, and I decided to break it. Okay, so it's not as easy as it sounds. All right, and really they say the optimum fast is a 3 day fast. That's 72 hours. That's when the body resets itself. Okay, again, Google that information. Okay, you got to Google. You got to do your own research. Okay, this is what I've done. This is what Elder Apostle Tahar have done. You got to do your research. Okay. After all, this is for your health, right? So, if you're doing a 20-hour fast, you would start eating at 2 p.m. That's when you have your first meal, and that gives you a 4-hour window of eating because you can't eat after 6 p.m. Right? Which right now I'm in a fast right now. What time is it? It's 6. It's 6. It's 6:40 right now where I live. Yeah, 6:38, and I was looking at I should have been looking at the phone, or the little time slot of the phone, but I'm looking at the cable box. Almost 6:40 is the time right now, right, in the evening. So I've been 40 minutes into my fast, right? I'm probably going to do since I have to go to camp tomorrow, Lord will, I'm probably going to do an 18-hour fast, okay? Well, no, I'm sorry, no. I'm going to have to do a 16-hour fast because I'm going to break the fast around 10 p.m. That's when I make my meal to eat before I go to camp. Okay, I'm not trying to... It's very rare I go to these restaurants now. Okay, because a lot of these restaurants, they use crappy oils when they cook. What else? They use crappy ingredients. And that's why you feel like shit. Honestly, the best thing you can do for yourself is to learn how to cook for yourself. That way you control the ingredients. You control what goes into your food. Okay, learn to cook for yourself. That's an excellent skill to have. Okay, and as a matter of fact, I'll show you something that I had cooked, which, trust me, was pretty damn good. All right, so you have a 4-hour window of eating if you do a 20-hour fast. And like I said, the optimum is daily. But if you don't have enough discipline to do it daily, you would do it 3 to 4 times a week. Now me, on Saturdays, I don't practice it at all because Saturday after 10 a.m. in the morning, I eat. I'm off to camp, and I eat. This is why I say Saturday I don't practice it, because Saturday I eat after 6 p.m. because we're out there teaching. And usually, right after you're done teaching, usually you have a ravenous appetite. All right? So we eat, okay? But that's the only day, Saturday, that I'll eat after 6 p.m. Because I have to, because, we're at the camp. But usually I try to go back into the routine Sunday. Okay, and then from there, Sunday all the way to the next Saturday. Okay, so this is what I've been doing. Now, sometimes, I got to be honest, sometimes I'll cheat. I'll go a little, certain days I'll go after 6. But usually after 7:30, I do not eat, period. Okay, I do not eat, period. All right, and that's why I'm able to not only lose the weight, but to keep it off. Okay. Because I had some bad eating habits. I was the guy eating after 10 p.m. and eating big meals and shit. And my health is paying for it, all right? So you want to stop doing that. So I've given you an idea of intermittent fasting. Let's move to the next section. Look for the best fasting hacks. Now, if you don't know what a fasting hack is, Google it. This is something you can do when you're fasting. Because it's for a lot of us, when we first start, it's not easy. Mind over matter is something you have to build up to. But there are things you can do while you're fasting. You can drink water. Okay, you can drink water, spring water, period. Okay, you can drink mineral water. That's sparkling water. It tastes like soda, but it's not soda. You got Gerolsteiner. That's a good brand. You got Spring Valley. That's a good brand. Okay, go to Google. Go to Google. Well, go to Google. You can do that too. Go to Whole Foods in the water section. The waters where they keep the waters. You can see the different kind of mineral waters that they have there. And what you'll notice is those waters are bottled in glass. So that's a plus plus. It's not bottled in plastic. You want to stay away from the plastic, but as much as possible. But these waters are bottled in glass, so that's a good thing. Okay, mineral water, spring water. You can drink coffee black. You can't add no honey to it, no butter, no. I mean, I've read different sources where they say you can put a little bit of butter in there. It's called a bulletproof coffee, right? But that's it. But preferably black. If you love coffee, you can drink your coffee straight black. You can do that while you're fasting. There's no calories, so it doesn't take you out of the state of autophagy. Okay, this is why it's called a fasting hack, because it's not going to take you out of the state of autophagy. The reason why you fast is for autophagy, the benefits of autophagy. Okay, so you got water, mineral water, coffee, black. You can drink teas. You can drink your green tea. You can drink your black tea. You can drink your herb tea. Okay, you don't put anything in it though. Okay, it will not pull you out of autophagy. Okay, you can drink your ginger tea, whatever teas that you like to drink, right? Now, for your eating window, so if you practice the 18-6, that means you have a 6-hour window. 18 hours you're fasting, 6 hours you can eat. All right. If you practice the 24, that means you're fasting for 20 hours and you have an eating window of 4 hours. Preferably, you should cook your own food. All right. Me, like I said, I try to stay away from these restaurants because they use crappy ingredients, especially the oils. They use crappy oils. Okay. And that wreaks havoc on the body. All right. So if you're trying to heal yourself, the best way to go is to learn to cook your own food. Okay. So now, what would you eat? Right. Let me give you some examples for your eating window. Of course, fresh fruits. You start with the fresh fruits. Okay. Smoothies, which is made with the fresh fruits. All right. You would use for your milk. So you would use your almond milk. Okay. You Google which is the best almond milk to use. I like to use 3 Milks. It's a company called 3 Milks. It's a little expensive. It's like $6 a pop, $7 a pop, but it's a good. It's pistachio milk, so it's a good thing to use with your smoothie. Okay, so you would have your smoothie. Google best smoothie to make. You can Google that for more ideas. Of course, you want to do your green juices. Now that you can go to a store and you can buy. If you don't want to make your own green juice, which is really optimum. You make it yourself. Your cilantro, blah blah blah. But if you don't want the hassle of cleaning up and all of that, then you can go to a juice bar and buy your green juice. Okay, so you can take that down during your eating window. Beet juice. Beets are excellent for the liver. Okay, so you want to get your beet juice in there. Steamed vegetables. Now this is for your eating window. Get into the habit of cooking steamed vegetables. You can cook a nice stir. Here's an example here. I got this from Elder Ayathun, and he gave me the idea because what happened was what was that, last week maybe? Or a week before last? I think it was week before last. We went biking together, and when I got back to his crib, he had hooked me up something to eat, and he hooked me up this veggie blend with some fish. I forgot what kind of fish it was, perch or halibut, one of them. But the fish was tasty, and the veggies was tasty. So I asked him, I said, "Hey, brother, where'd you get them veggies from?" And he told me he got it from Costco. Okay, so those of you that don't have a Costco account, you should get a Costco account. What is it, $40, $35, something like that, and you get the membership, right? So I got a membership card from Costco. And they sell stuff like this. Now this is a big bag. Okay, this will last you for more than a week, man. If it's just you, if you have a family, then obviously it's gonna take, it's gonna last a little shorter. But if it's just you, you can steam your veggies. All right, this is a bag of frozen vegetables. As you see, excellent source of vitamin C, no preservatives, premium frozen vegetables. This is from Kirkland Stir Fry. You can make a stir fry with olive oil. I'm going to get to the oils, the best oils you should use. You can make a nice stir fry. You know, put a tablespoon of sesame seed oil. I have pure organic sesame seed oil, right, which is very tasty. A little no soy sauce. I forgot the company that makes it. It's in a green bottle. So you pour that in a frying pan, you know, and you pour in the vegetables, and you stir it up, man. Oh my goodness, good eats. All right. So there you go. So, and by the way, that'll get you. That'll, you know, the bag comes with all these different veggies: onions, broccoli, bell pepper, chestnuts. I think they're called the white-looking things there. As you see, mushrooms, which is excellent. Mushrooms are excellent for the body. Google the benefits of mushrooms. So you're getting all that green beans. You're getting all that good stuff in a stir fry. So your eating window, right? Your eating window, you would hook up steamed vegetables. And you can have that with some cabbage. Now here's a meal that I had hooked up. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So bear with me. Okay, I'm going to get to the exercise part. This meal right here. This is something that I had hooked up. Let me break down to you what's here. Quinoa with onions. Now, of course, I cooked all this stuff. Steamed. I have a steamer. Steam the cabbage, purple cabbage right there. Right. Of course, you see. What is that? Asparagus, which is excellent for you. And I believe that's Brussels sprouts that I had hooked up and you know, fried a little Brussels sprouts, right? And onions. There you go. And this was about more than a month ago. That meal was excellent. Okay, and of course a little fried plantain and avocado oil on the side, as you see here. I hooked up all the stuff here. Like I said, cooking is a skill. Okay, and believe you me, after I ate it, I didn't feel like I wanted to drop dead. All right, like when you go to these restaurants, some of the meals you eat, you feel like you want to throw up, man, because they use these crappy ingredients. They don't care. They're all about profit. So that's why the best thing you can do is learn to cook for yourself. Okay? So steamed vegetables. This is for your eating window. Those of you that you're going to practice this lifestyle. And yes, this is a lifestyle. Steamed vegetables. Like I gave you an example, that plate that I hooked up. Cabbage, green, purple. Yep. For your meats, grass-fed beef. Grass-fed beef. Okay, that's what you want to mess with. Elk, venison, bison. Okay. If you're going to mess with chicken, pasture-raised chicken. Okay, pasture-raised chicken. If you're going to mess with fish, wild-caught salmon. Ask for wild-caught, not farm-raised. Stay away from the farm-raised. If you want to know why, Google it. The benefits of wild-caught as opposed to farm-raised. Wild-caught salmon, halibut, perch, you know, different fish like that. Okay, sardines, which is extremely healthy. Sardines packed in spring water or olive oil or both. Okay, I have the sardines here, which I got to get back into eating them, but they're very healthy, right? Imagine you make a nice dish of some steamed cabbage with some sardines, right? Some steamed cabbage with some sardines, and on the side you have some a little quinoa. You can get very creative with your meals, and these are healthy alternatives. These are healthy meals. This is no McDonald's / Taco Bell / Popeyes, like Kevin Samuels used to say, Popeyes. This ain't no McDonald's / Wendy's / Popeyes bullshit, man. This is real eating. This is the kind of eating, when you eat, it will keep you for 18 hours. It'll keep you for 20 hours. After a while, it'll be like nothing when you do the fasting. You might even go for longer than that because you want to get the benefits of autophagy to help heal your body. Okay, see, we got to retrain ourselves, okay, with the right kind of knowledge. And this is what I'm showing you. And this is what I do. Okay, so wild-caught salmon, halibut, sardines packed in spring water, olive oil. For your carbs, because you know we got to have them carbs, right? But the trick is to eat a balanced amount of carbs. Too much carbs leads to too much sugar in the body, which leads to diabetes, all kind of health problems, wrecks your eyesight, you name it, man. So we got to cut down on the carbs, brothers and you sisters out there. That's one of the reasons why you're morbidly obese. You got too much carbs in your diet, which means too much sugar, and your blood is not flowing properly. And oh man, forget about it. Too much sugar in the body. Look, there's so many videos that goes into how sugar is the enemy. Now, am I saying not to have carbs at all? No, you got to have some carbs. So you want to have the good carbs. So for your carbs, you want to have quinoa is a good idea. Like I showed you that picture. What you see here is quinoa. And when I cook my quinoa, I like to put it, I don't like it bland. I like to put a lot of onions in it. And there's a certain way I chop the onions. I put the onions in the quinoa, or I'll put broccoli in the quinoa. There was this one veggie restaurant that I went to, man. Yo, the way they used to hook the quinoa up with the broccoli in it is like, oh my goodness, it was like delicious. All right, and I've been trying to duplicate it, but I haven't quite gotten to how they did it, man. I still remember it to this day, and this had to be a couple of years ago. All right, so going back to what you can eat in your eating window, carbs, you can eat quinoa, couscous, which is excellent, couscous, but don't eat too much of it because it's, it tends to, it'll put weight on you, but it's excellent. It's a better alternative to rice, let me tell you. The conventional white rice, which you should really stay away from. Black rice, right? Black rice, which is excellent. It's called the forbidden rice. Okay, Google that. Wild rice, which is excellent, wild rice. But black rice and wild rice, make sure you have them in small portions, not too big portions. Okay. Oils to use. Now, I told you we would talk about the oils. One of the reasons why you want to stay away from these cheap restaurants is because the crappy mazola oil. You know how poisonous mazola oil is? Mazola oil, I would say a good percentage of the diseases out there our people have is from eating those rancid oils. And think about it. They keep, you go to these fast food restaurants, they keep using the same oil over and over and over again. They barely change those oils. In the course of a day, they might change the oil maybe once, maybe. And you go in there, you order the fast food shit, and you eat it, and you wonder why you get sick. You wonder why all of a sudden your vision don't work right. Your brain, you have brain fog, and you name it, man. One of the reasons, brothers and you sisters out there, is because they use these crappy oils. They're all about profit. They're not going to buy a high quality oil to fry some stuff for you. They don't care about you. So you have to care about yourself, which means, i.e., you have to cook for yourself. So now, if you're using the right kind of oils, avocado oil. The best brand I would use is Primal Kitchen. Primal Kitchen avocado oil. It's in the green bottle, green and white bottle. You can't miss it. Okay, you can get it at Whole Foods. Primal Kitchen. Avocado oil. You can fry an avocado oil because it has a high smoke point. I wouldn't fry in olive oil. Okay, especially a premium olive oil. I wouldn't fry in that. Okay, I would use that to drizzle over my stir fry after it's cooked, or drizzle it over my salad. By the way, I forgot to put salads in the list. I really should put steamed vegetables, and I should put salads. How can I forget salads? Right? So you can eat that during your eating window. Steamed vegetables, salads, cabbage, green, purple. For your meats, grass-fed beef, elk, venison, bison, pasture-raised chicken, wild-caught salmon, halibut, sardines packed in spring water, olive oil. For your carbs, quinoa, couscous, black rice, wild rice. Your oils to use when you're cooking, avocado, Walnut oil is excellent. Okay, coconut oil, extra virgin coconut oil, excellent for your cooking. Macadamia oil, macadamia nut oil, excellent for your cooking. And by the way, all these oils, check this out. All these oils you can use on your face as a beauty regimen. So check that out. I wouldn't, can you imagine putting Mazola? Can you imagine putting Mazola oil on your face? You can put coconut oil on your face for beauty regimen. You can put walnut oil in your hair and your face. Macadamia nut oil, the same thing. Avocado, the same thing. You can put in your hair and on your face. And the king of the oils, drum roll please, olive oil. Olive oil, single source olive oil. Single source, as in you get an olive oil, it's primarily bottled in Spain, or primarily bottled in Italy, or primarily bottled in Portugal. All right, single source. You don't get these olive oils with, if you read the contents, it'll say bottled in Italy, Spain, and those are crappy oils. Those are rancid oils. Okay, always check the date on your olive oil. I've done videos about olive oil. Check the date, the harvest date. Preferably you want to get one underneath 2 years. Even better is underneath a year. Check in your neighborhood if there's an olive oil store where they primarily sell olive oils. Okay, the good quality olive oil. Yes, you're going to pay some money, but you're getting a good quality olive oil. Why are you getting that? For what is called the polyphenols. Google polyphenol. Okay, your olive oil should be full of polyphenols. And the fresher it is, the more polyphenols it has. And Google the benefits of polyphenols in the body. Okay, olive oil is, look, the scriptures speak about olive oil. So olive oil is very wonderful to eat. Okay, you can actually drink olive oil. Okay, the good quality olive oil, when you drink it, it tastes a little bitter. That's the polyphenols. The bitter it is, the more polyphenols it has. There's a saying in Italy, if you drink olive oil and you cough twice, that's a damn good olive oil. I remember when me and Apostle Ramlab, and he can attest to this, we went to this olive oil store located somewhere in Connecticut, and the lady there, she gave us two things, caps, whatever, little containers of olive oil to drink, and we started coughing, and then she had this big smile on her face. She knew the deal. She said, yeah, that's some damn good olive oil, right? That's some damn good olive oil. They started coughing. So there's a saying in Italy, if you cough once or twice after you drink the olive oil, that's a good sign. That's the polyphenols at work, okay? So olive oil is the king of your oils. But again, extra virgin olive oil, check the harvest date on the bottle. But me, personally, I wouldn't cook with olive oil. I would use it to drizzle. Okay, Bragg's is a good brand. Bragg's olive oil comes in the green bottle. All right, if I want to cook now, I would use avocado oil or coconut oil because they have a high smoke point. They can tolerate heat more. The thing with olive oil, once you put heat to it, you're killing the polyphenols. You're killing its potency. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. Again, you got to do your research. Now, if you like bread, which we really should stay away from bread as much as possible, but if you're going to eat bread, your tortillas or Ezekiel bread. And that's something you have every now and then. That's not something you want to eat every day, okay? Your tortillas is better. If you're going to eat, Issachar eats tortillas. They're used to that, you know? So if you're going to eat bread once in a while, you want to have some toast, maybe some, you want to have some bread and dip it in some olive oil, which is extremely tasty, right? You can get your Ezekiel bread. You toast it up and then dip it in some olive oil, and you got some good eats right there, okay? That's what the so-called Italians do, you know, so they're onto something. So you got tortillas, you got Ezekiel bread, if you're going to eat bread. Now for your snacks, right? Dark chocolate, 70% and above. We're not talking Kit Kats. Break me off a kiss. Break me off a piece of that. I'm a little excited. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. No. Forget about that. We're not eating Kit Kats over here. We're not eating Three Musketeers over here. We don't, you know. if you're going to eat chocolate, which just should be once in a while, maybe after a very good meal, you might want a little piece of chocolate. You can get you a dark chocolate bar. Keep it in the freezer. And every now and then you break off. All you need is one square. And that'll fix your chocolate fix. Okay? But you want to go 70% and above. Dark chocolate. Real dark chocolate. Okay? Which is healthy for the heart, healthy for the body. Period. Gluten-free popcorn. There's a company, I forgot the name of the popcorn company. They make the avocado flavored popcorn. They make the ghee, which is the butter that the East Indians use. Ghee. They make the ghee flavored popcorn. By the way, that's my favorite. I forgot the name of the company. Somebody will put it in the comment section. Ghee flavored popcorn. Okay. Watch your salt intake. For those of you that are suffering from kidney disease or diabetes, you got to watch your salt intake, because a lot of that popcorn comes with a good bit of salt. So you might want to cut down. But gluten-free popcorn is good for you. You know, a lot of fiber there, send you to the bathroom. You know, almond butter. You have a piece of apple, maybe a red apple, a green apple, with some almond butter as a snack. You know, but the thing with snacks, remember, no eating after 6 p.m. No eating. None of that snacking business. That's how you keep that weight on. You want to keep that weight off, right? So that's for your eating window. I've given you some ideas for your eating window, whether it be 6 hours or 4 hours, right? Now, for your exercising, because like I told you, the 2 ways that I was able to lose, I'm down to what, a little over 220. I'm like, right now I'm like 218, 217. Now I can go down to 210 and even more if I want to, if I really push it. But the huge gut that I had, that's almost gone. Okay, all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahshua. All right, so you know, this is what I'm showing you here. This is what I stick to. This is what I keep to. Okay, so now the other side of things is the exercising. Okay, so preferably you want to exercise in the morning when you know. Those of you that work, like I said, you got to figure out a way how to work it in. You know, maybe you might want to wake up a little earlier. And, you know, it's up to you how you're going to work it in. You want to get at least an hour of walking. And this should be done really daily. But if you can't do it daily, maybe 3-4 times a week, right? You want to get at least an hour of walking. Now, if you do brisk walking for about an hour, you'll reach the sweet spot, which is almost 4 to 5 miles. If you do a brisk walking for about an hour and a half, that's 5 miles. That will be about 5 miles. You want to get a pedometer on your phone. That way it counts your steps. Okay. Matter of fact, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Show you that I practice what I preach. There you go. Daily step tracker. And these are free. Okay. All right, damn. You see all these pop-ups, man. You know why? Because it's free. There you go. It tracks you how far you go, how many calories you've burned, and your walking time. Now, as you notice, I haven't been using it at all. You know why? Because I've been biking. That's my thing, biking. And I'm going to get to the biking. Now, another thing you want to get is you want to get a pedometer. You can download that on your phone. And you also want to get, because you'll need to find a trail. Now, I have this app here, Find Trails. You type in what trail you're looking for, and it'll come right up. And you got some beautiful trails out there. Good for walking, good for biking. Okay, but we're dealing with walking now. So 4 to 5 miles is the sweet spot. I guarantee you, if you walk daily 4 to 5 miles, you're going to lose weight. And you practice intermittent fasting too, and you watch what you eat during your eating hour, you are going to lose weight. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. And the weight is damn near going to fall off of you. Okay? So for your walking, the sweet spot is 4 to 5 miles. This is what I do. Okay, I'm showing you what I do. at least 3 to 4 times a week. I used to do it daily, but as of late, I haven't been walking because I've been doing what? Biking, bicycling. Okay. Again, find a trail. How do you find a trail? I showed you what to do. Download that site, Find a Trail, or Find Trails. As a matter of fact, let me show you. Now I can show you the bike that I use. Here's my bike here. I'm very happy that I got it. Okay, this bike is pretty fast. Okay, I've clocked myself up to more than 20 miles an hour on this bike. Okay, so this bike got chutzpah, like the so-called Jews say. Okay, also for my bike I bought a measuring device. It measures the speed that you're going. Measures the I forgot what it's called. You know, I had it installed on my bike. It measures the. It was only $40 for it. It measures the speed. Like I said that already. The speed. What's the other one it measures? It measures the calories you're burning. It measures the speed. It measures the calories. It measures the how far you've went. Your distance. There you go. Your distance. Now, like I said, I paid $40 for it. They installed it for free on my bike, right? Also, you want to get a helmet. You have to have a helmet, you know, to protect yourself. I even went as far as to buy knee pads and elbow pads, because the bike that I ride it's called a hybrid bike. Okay, I can either do rough trails with this bike or asphalt pavement with this bike. Okay, the farthest I've gone on this bike is 20 miles. That day I did 40 miles. I did 20 miles from it was from where? From New Haven to Southington, Connecticut. I biked this trail. The trail was about 20 miles long, and I went 20 miles going and 20 miles coming back. So that's 40 miles on this bike here. It took me about 3 hours to do it. Okay, so that's great exercise. Now, I was a little crazy with that one. I try to keep it now when I do my biking. I try to keep it to 8 to 15 miles. So that's, if I do 15 miles, let's go back to the bicycling. This is on the bicycling. If I do 8 to 15 miles in total, so that's 7.5 going, 7.5 coming back. That's 15 miles. If I do 8, that's 4 going, 4 coming back. The reason why I try to do is over 10 miles going into 15 miles is because it's equivalent, like I have here, to the 4 miles walking. And I actually Googled this. I actually Googled how far would I have to go on a bicycle to equal my 4 miles of walking. And it came up with the number of 15 to 20 miles. So I'm not going to do 20 miles. Okay, it depends how I feel, which means I'd have to do 10 going and 10 coming back. But I'll definitely shoot for the 15 miles when I go biking, which is 7.5 going, 7.5 coming back. That's 15 miles. So that's equivalent to walking 4 to 5 miles a day, right? Like I have here, bicycling 8 to 15 miles in total is the sweet spot. It's equivalent to 4 miles walking. Again, find a trail. You know, if you find a trail, you can do walking and you can do biking. Now, I would strongly invest, you brothers and you sisters too, to invest in a bike. That's what I did. This bike was, originally it was $700 something. I got it for $5 and something. Okay, that investing in a bike is good investment for your health. This is what is called a fitness bike. So lately I haven't been doing as much walking as I definitely should. I've been doing more biking, which is excellent for the cardiovascular and all of that. Okay, this bike, you ride it enough, it'll definitely keep you in shape, no doubt about that. So pretty much that's it. I'm going to end it there. I think I've done enough talking. Again, the title of this video, Losing Weight, Better Health. The two things that worked for me was intermittent fasting and exercising. I gave you some ideas on intermittent fasting. I even gave you some ideas on what to eat during the eating window. And I also gave you some ideas on what to do when exercising. Some of you brothers out there, you're doing martial arts, you're doing boxing, you're doing, whatever you do, as long as you're moving your body, that's the idea. You got to move the body. Okay, you can't just sit down on the couch all day, sitting home watching Jerry Springer. That ain't gonna work, man. So hopefully you were edified. In this one, I didn't really bring out scriptures, but I just wanted to give you an example of what I do, what works for me. Hopefully it'll work for you. You brothers and your sisters out there, especially you that is morbidly obese, it's time to get off your ass and do something, man. Okay, don't just wait to die, That ain't fun, You got to start exercising. You got to watch what you eat. Practice intermittent fasting. Practice exercising. You can't lose. Okay? All right, so with that, on to the next one.